Today I'm going to be learning more about German culture and in particular things you will never find in Germany. So yeah, interested to know what this would be. I guess for foreigners who go to Germany, there's maybe things from their home country that they can't find in Germany. Interested to see what they are. Tell me what you think about these. Tell me if it's true you can't find these in Germany. Let's watch.
What is up? My name is Haley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you did not know, now you do. Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about things that you will not find in Germany. And so with that being said, I'm keeping this intro short, simple, and sweet. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it's free and it helps me out tremendously. And let me know down below in the comment section if you knew about all of the things I'm talking about in this video. So the first thing you will not find in Germany are billboards. And I'm sort of exaggerating because you can and will find billboards, but on Mike and I's little road trip that we just took, we were laughing at the amount of billboards and also the type of billboards that you would find on the interstate. You'll just be driving on an Autobahn in the United States and you will see billboard after billboard after billboard after billboard. It's usually a law firm is very popular here, or jewelry, a lot of religious billboards. There's a lot of food. McDonald's is a big one where we live. In Germany, you'll probably find on the interstate 1 or 2 billboards that tell you to drive safely, don't drive drunk, don't text and drive, or that there's this area
like
that you can get off and eat something. I always say that it's the difference between capitalism and safety. And so when you're driving on an interstate or a highway in Germany, it's less likely for you to come into contact with a billboard because it could be that you're driving 100, 200. I mean, some of y'all might be able to drive 300. I don't know what kind of car you're driving, but at a rocket ship, you might be going extremely fast and being distracted by, I don't know, a cow telling you to eat more chicken. Might not be the safest thing to do. And in the USA, cool you could be driving 100, 200 miles, even though it's illegal. You could be doing those things, but we want you to spend money on chicken. So the next thing that you will not find in—
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess that kind of looks at a deeper difference between Germany and the USA. Everybody in the USA is a consumer, all about promoting, and then Germany's all about that safety and order. But also, just practicality wise, it just seems a much more pleasant way to drive in Germany, where you can see nature. You're not like getting these billboards intruding your view every couple of 100 meters or whatever it is. So yeah, is that true? Is there any parts of Germany where there's more billboards than others?
In Germany is Capri Sun, and this is me being a little snarky because I was technically in Germany when this changed, and I remember the utter uproar that people were in regarding this very simple name change. In Germany, they switched the name to Capri Sun, but it's still, for my American ears, it like nails on a chalkboard because we say Capri Sun. So what I do now with my wonderful Danglish mixture, I say just Capri Sun, even in the USA. I believe in 2017, they changed the name. One day you'd go into a grocery store, you would see Capri Sun, and then the next day or a week later or a few months later, you would go in and you would just see Capri Sun. And I was like, why would y'all do this?
Yeah, why?
And the crazy thing is that I'm pretty sure it's a German invention. Actually, let me not lie to y'all because I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure that Capri Sun is German. So I'm like, why would you change it? Why would you change the German version to a different market or to appeal other people when it's literally a German product? I know this happens all the time, but still, I find it very interesting that you will not be able to find it anymore. And it's such like a historic thing for a lot of Germans. That's what you grew up with. That's what you drank when you were little. That's what you drank when you were younger on a hot summer day.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Probably when you went to the grocery store and they had those little refrigerators and they had a cold Capri Sun in there and you could grab one out and you could drink it. Or I don't know, when you were going to school and afterwards with all of your friends, you went to a gas station or something, you got a cute little Capri Sun and you drank that. No, you can't find that anymore. Even though it's technically the same, it doesn't taste as Capri as it used to. And so for my German viewers, I do have to sort of rub it in y'all's face. America won with the Capri Sun War. Capri Sun War. It would be the cherry on top if they started pronouncing it in Germany, or started like pushing for the pronunciation to be changed from Capri Sun to Capri Sun. I feel like then Germans might poop a golden egg. So the next thing that you will not...
I can imagine that would be something that would annoy Germans, especially I know how proud Germans are of the German language, and quite rightly so. It's a wonderful language. Not only that, if it was invented and created in Germany, why would they change it? What benefit is that going to be? Already in other countries, it's already Capri Sun. Like in the UK, it's the SUN. So who are they trying to appeal to? Who made that decision? That's the sort of thing that in these companies, people have to have meetings to make themselves look busy. They have to come up with some sort of idea to make themselves look like they have some sort of importance in a company. They've changed something with no need. Not only that, it's like a negative thing. It's like taking away like these feelings when you have something as a youngster and it means you have this connection to it and they want to go and change that to make it more English sounding. I'm against that too, man.
I find in Germany has a backstory, and it has to deal with this little book right here. And this is Harry Potter und das verwunschene Kind Teil 1 und 2. Buhnenfassung und die 8. Geschichte 19 Jahre später. The 8th story 19 years later. And this is the play adaptation of The Cursed Child from Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. I actually have no idea, you guys,
yeah,
the
Cursed
English
Child
version of this book, because I only own the German version, but that's neither here
Supposedly
nor there.
it's terrible anyway.
Nonetheless, Mike and I were talking, and I said something I would love to do if I ever have a home with a beautiful bookshelf that I build in it, is have all of the Harry Potter books on the bookshelf. And I went on Google and I typed in the Harry Potter books, and I showed Mike the picture, and Mike was like, "Who is that?" And I said, "Who is who?" And he said, "Who's that man that you're showing me on the thing?" I said, "That's Harry Potter." And he was like, "Haley, that's not Harry Potter." I said, "What are you talking about, Mike? That is Harry Potter." He's like, "No." And then he told me to look up some book from the Harry Potter row. And I looked up like the German name of it, and it was a totally different man. And I said, "Who is this?" I said, "That is not Harry Potter, Mike." And he's like, "Yes, they look relatively similar, but they are different, you guys." So it's hilarious to me that what you will never find in Germany is this Harry Potter. That's not who he is, unless you're reading the English books. But back in the day, maybe they did have the English books, but most people in Germany read the German books. I mean, duh. But nonetheless, he's a different man. Y'all don't know this man. Y'all only know this man. And this man to me looks so weird and so bizarre.
Quite abstract, actually.
I believe that actually this is the only book that has the same like title or picture on the front. If I ever do get my own home with a cute little bookshelf, I'll be sure to have the American and German version of the Harry Potter books. And I'll have a little sticker above that says, "Who's this man?" as an inside joke that only you, me, and maybe Mike. I might let Mike in on this joke as well. Going into the last and final point, at least I hope it's the last and final point. If it's not the last and final point, I'll see you on the next point. But if not, we're gonna slowly wrap this video up. Something that I realized very early on in Germany was that the menus for children were not Merriam-Webster, help a girl out, dictionary.com, help a girl out, were not infinitizing. I don't know if that's a real word or not. If not, I'm gonna find a proper English word to include in this video. I was an au pair. Everyone knows this. If you don't know this, I was an au pair. I was a nanny. I worked with children in Germany for many, many years. I was constantly surrounded by kids. So there were times where I would go out to eat with children and they would order off the kids menu. There would be times where I would go out to eat with children and I would eat off the kids menu. There would be times that me and a kid would share something off the kids menu. And something that I noticed was how maybe expansive is the right word to use the German children's palates were. They were eating things that a 90-year-old like a 50-year-old man would be eating in the USA. I remember the first time that I was blown away by a child was when I went on vacation with a family, and we were at this restaurant, I believe it was in Italy, and they were going through the menu of what to serve this kid and what the kid wanted to eat. And they had, I think, chicken tenders or like schnitzel or something. I always found it hilarious that when you go to Italy, when you go to Spain, in certain areas, there would be like the German menu for the Germans because they were everywhere to be found. And this little kid was like, I want to eat spaghetti vongole. And I was like, what the hell is this? Vongole? What is this word? And they brought spaghetti like noodles with these little clams just sitting in like this little white wine sauce or something. And this little kid ate spaghetti vongole. He was probably like 5 years old, not even, probably 5-ish years old. And I was like, excuse me? I don't even know grown people that would even, I won't even eat this. I don't eat seafood, so I wouldn't eat it to begin with. But people I know that eat seafood wouldn't even eat this. I'm like, what are you doing with this like meal? This grown ass man's meal. And it was a little kid's portion. That was the thing that blew my mind as well, is that on the kids menu, this was offered as a kid's meal. In the USA, you'll have a burger, you'll have mac and cheese, you'll have chicken tenders, you might have some type of other noodle, and maybe, you know, fettuccine alfredo. That's something that people love here in the USA. But to where
Just have a look at that one, man, and I've got opinions on this, definitely. Like the kids menu, funny face pancake combo, like chicken and waffles, junior chicken strip dinner, all this sort of thing. Like, I'm a father to 2 young children. My son's 5, my daughter's just almost 2. I never order anything from the kids menu for them. For some reason, they always make the most processed nonsense food for children. They think it's like going to be easy for them to eat, or the only thing they're going to like. What we usually do is just order 3 main meals. We eat every cuisine. My wife's Asian. We eat everything. Every day of the week is different. Korean, Thai, Vietnamese, Western, Italian, whatever. We'll always just order the same food and just share it between the 4 of us. Our kids always eat what we eat. And kids will. Like, it's a lot more healthy, nutritious, filling. It gets them in good habits of not being picky. Like, kids menus as a concept just annoy me. I know that you need to get smaller portions for kids sometimes, but I love the way the German kid ordered there. Like, that's what they should be doing. They should be eating the same as the adults and getting into good habits of eating food that's good for you, that's enjoyable, that's less processed. I actually love that mentality, and it's a great way. Is that the same for all German children? Do you think, do German parents bring up their children to eat all these different things that like Americans would probably consider adult food, but I think it's just normal food? Like kids menus, like sometimes, yeah, like I feel like it's just child abuse, almost feeding them such unhealthy food
here in the USA. But to where you would have like nice little shrimps, nice little clams, oysters, stuff thrown into a pasta, very, very rare, especially at a normal restaurant. Because mind you, if you go to a nicer restaurant in the USA, you're probably going to have more options. But the restaurant we went to in Italy was just a normal, everyday restaurant. Something that I've noticed also all over Europe is that they will have menus that are like kleine Gäste or kleine Portionen, which are also meant as a kid's menu as well, but they're smaller servings of main meals. So instead of having something that's geared towards kids of just like a burger with French fries, they're gonna offer things like Käsespätzle or Spätzle with Schwammerl. That was something that was very popular for kids or restaurants that we visited, was this mushroom sauce with these little noodles, these little dumplings, and then maybe a side salad. And don't get me wrong, there are stereotypical kids meals in Germany as well. You might have a burger, you might have noodles with butter and Parmesan, you might have noodles with tomato sauce, you'll have a glorified chicken tender, which is a mini schnitzel. And I know some people might gasp at that, but it's true. For a kid, you get a schnitzel and you get ketchup, dazu, it's a big old chicken tender. The thing is, when you have a schnitzel in comparison to a chicken tender, which for American kids is enticing because it's eaten with the hand. It has a nice shape. It's smaller. It's not as maybe mature looking or as complicated looking as a schnitzel is. But with a German kid, you just throw out a schnitzel and they're like, okay, let me have my fork and knife and let me eat this bad boy. And I think that's also one of the differences between the USA and Germany when it comes to kids menus or just menus in general, that they do not shy away from using utensils. At such a young age, you're introduced to these complicated dishes that require you to use utensils, which is very good for your brain. It's good for your fine motor skills. It's also good to incorporate that in a kid's meal because they're able to learn a valuable skill set that is needed in everyday life.
I never
And
knew that
that's
kids
also
wouldn't
why
use
maybe
utensils,
a whole
man.
bunch of people in the USA don't know how to use utensils properly, because at a young age we aren't introduced to so many complicated meals as a German child or a European child. Let's use a huge umbrella term that a European child is introduced to, and that's due to us infantilizing, babying our menus for us as adults
That's a
and
good point.
also for our
Interesting.
children. And so that's what you will not find in Germany. You guys can argue with me because I know people are going to disagree, but it is what it is. It's my observation.
Yeah, interesting. I think that's fair. Like good, interesting observations. Tell me how you feel about those as a German as well. Do you notice them? Is there any other things that you don't think you'll find in Germany that maybe will happen in other countries? Tell me in the comments. Thanks.